Kunja Vihare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihare. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhare. Yasodanandana Radhana Randana Yamuna Tera Vanachare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunda Vihare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jai Krishna Balaram. Jaya Radha Syam Sundar, Radha Syam Sundar Radha. Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Dada Prabhupada, 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 Jai. Jai Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Shri Radha Shyam Sundar ki, Shri Gauranitai ki, Shira Prabhupada ki, Nidai Gaura Premanande. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurun Viritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Gadameyam Tadati Swapadantikam. Hey Krishna, Gopi Sagapika Kanta, Radha Kanta Namastute, Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi, Radhi Vrindavaneshwari, Vrishabhanu Sute Devi, Pranamami Haribhye, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Take it up, yeah. This is the marking. Hare Krishna. So I'd like to welcome all the devotees to our reading of Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita, an unknown friend. This page, this one or this one? He gave me this one. Start from here. Yeah. During 1949, Abhay wrote articles in Bengali and submitted them to the godbrother B.P. Keshav Maharaj, who published them in the Gaudiya Patrika. Abhay's format for addressing world problems was the same as his spiritual masters. Even at their first meeting in 1922, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati had countered Abhay's nationalistic arguments by stressing that the real crisis in the world was neither social nor political, nor anything material, but was simply the dearth of transcendental knowledge. Abhay simply elaborated on this theme. He never advocated that the ordinary concerns of the world be disregarded, but be stressed that crisis can be solved only when the leadership is God conscious. If Krishna consciousness were put first, other concern could be brought into line. But without Krishna consciousness, so-called solutions were only folly. So this is Srila Prabhupada, he wrote now, he's writing articles in Bengali. And he has also submitted them to his godbrothers, Keshav Maharaj. Because Prabhupada he liked to write. he was not getting so much support. He was still right now in Gaudiya Math. Prabhupada was still in Gaudiya Math. ISKCON has not been made yet. So there were many, many conditions. Some were in favor and some were not in favor when Prabhupada was writing these articles. And in his Gaudiya Patrika, his message is the same as that of his spiritual master. When Srila Prabhupada met his spiritual master in 1922. So, when Srila Prabhupada met him, that was in Calcutta, his friend Narayan invited him, Prabhupada, to go and see one sadhu here. So Prabhupada was reluctant to go in the beginning, but his friend said, only 5 minutes. But that was not 5 minutes, that was whole life. Only 5 minutes. You know. But the argument is here is telling us about some argument. What was the argument? When Prabhupada was listening to Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, and Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj pointing at him, hey, you boy, why don't you preach in English, Western world, in English language especially? And Abhay, he was looking at the back. Maybe he's telling somebody else, you know. And Bhaktisiddhanta said, no, you. Yes, you. You know. I mean, in one sense, sometimes we say that the disciple, they're living in a search for the spiritual master. But here we find that the spiritual master has searched for the disciple. He could see, you know, Prabhupada, his disciple. It's a spiritual master who is searching also for the spiritual master. It's both sides. So, and then Abhay at that time said something interesting. He said, but now who is going to listen to us? Because Abhay was into nationalistic, social, national, you know, Gandhian. He was Gandhian that time. So, a freedom fighter like that, you know, Gandhi and others, Subhash Chandra Bose also, he was there. So Prabhupada was into the Gandhian thing, you know, independence, searching for that. But he said, but who is going to listen to us? Now, India was not independent yet, was under the British rule. So who is going to listen to us? We just have to wait for country to become independent, then we can preach. That's what you have, many of the freedom fighters. You can say Gandhi, Mahatma Gandhi, somebody wrote one comment, said, Mahatma Gandhi is a politician among sadhus and is a sadhu among politicians. You can say like that. That's some comment somebody made. You know, if you put him among politicians, he may have some sadhu types of qualities. But if you put him among sadhus, he's also politician. You know? But Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj was not like that. Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj told Prabhupada, the world's problem, what is the world problem? The world problem is not social, it's not political, it's not material also. We think that the problem is material, social and political. It is not. Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj was very adamant. What is the world's problem? Lack of Krishna consciousness. That's the main problem of the world. So this is what the words of Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj. It's not social, political. And he also mentioned that, okay, but you're waiting for the politician to go. right? Indian are waiting when the British will leave, leave the country. He said, you're waiting for the politician to go and leave and go. But politician will go, yes, but politic will remain. You know? And this is what has happened. Politicians gone, British gone. Stick the was politics. Now there is politic. You know, there was partitions and then there was still is politics. He said politician will go, but politic will remain. You know, British left, there is still politics all over the world. And he mentioned that Krishna consciousness wait for no time. Any time you can spread Krishna consciousness. There is a surge, there is a need. This world, Prabhupada said, doesn't lack anything. Everything is there. Technology, you know, everything you find in this world. Doctors, engineers, everything. But what is lacking? Krishna consciousness. And it waits for no time. Any time can be spread. Where did Arjuna receive his Krishna consciousness? Right in the middle of battlefield. Right? That's where he was enlightened. Right in the middle of it. Right in the middle, yes. You know? So, that is... And then these words of Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj really got into his heart. You know? He realized when he went home, he said, yes, this man can become my spiritual master. Prabhupada was convinced, you know. So he said, because that was the first meeting with Prabhupada, you know. So, yeah. The world lacks Krishna consciousness. No matter how much they make material development, scientific development, materialistic development is like moving the weight. You're carrying a bag from the shoulder and you feel tired. And what do? You shift it to that side. But the weight's still there. Is it been shifted from here? Yeah. So scientists, we think that we are solving the problems. They're just shifting the problem from here, put it there. Like in the past there was bullock cart, now they have introduced automobile. They have solved maybe one problem, speed, work, but we have created 10 other problems. What happened? Pollution, accident, death. Accident, not only accident. Together with that there is death rate has gone rise, up. We never heard of accident with bullock cart. You know. So there was one person was making a survey, average. The speed you drive, the amount you have to wait, there's traffic jam, you multiply it, you divide it, subtract it, it becomes 4 hours, 4 kilometers per hour. Bullock cart, you do that. You know. So it was Bhaktisiddhanta, because Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj, he was a sadhu. He was a real Mahatma. When we speak of Mahatma, real Mahatma of the sadhus, is always chanting the glories of the Lord. So he's saying, if Krishna consciousness were to put first, other concern could be brought into line. This much we also have to be convinced. Prabhupada was convinced about that. Otherwise he would be also freedom fighter. But this is a real freedom fighter, Prabhupada. Right? This is a real freedom fighter. He's fighting for people to get freedom from the clutches of Maya, right? So, it's like Prabhupada's mother, when Prabhupada's father was training Prabhupada to play Midanga, and the mother said, "What are you teaching him? He's not good. He should become a doctor." But Prabhupada said, "No, I want him to preach, to understand, to become a sadhu, a devotee, or Radharani." You know? So, but his mother wanted him to become a doctor, but he's a real doctor. Prabhupada became a doctor, right? A spiritual doctor, diagnose. And then this kind of doctor that punaha janmana vidyate, you know, no more birth, no more changing bodies, you get eternal body. Asira Prabhupada was like a doctor, you know, not only the doctor but also the captain of the boat. You know? So we continue like that. Abhay began his first Bengali article by quoting an editorial from the Allahabad edition of Calcutta newspaper, Amrit Bazar. The editor had sorely lamented that India's worst troubles had not yet ended despite national independence. Problem was never solved, even after independence, right? What is the independence? Prabhupada said real independence means when you depend on Krishna, right? That's the real independence. It is true. You see, sometimes people, especially the youngsters nowadays, they're very much into independent-oriented, anti-authority. No? The youngsters nowadays. They're anti-authority, they are independent, you know, don't want to follow any authority. But you see, they want to be free, the youngsters nowadays. They want to be free. I don't want to follow. If I start following dharma, then my activities will be stopped. I cannot go here, I cannot go there, I cannot drink, I cannot have girlfriend, I cannot have this. You know, they think that their activities will be cut short. So they want to be free. But that's not true. By following dharma, one become free. By not following dharma, one become entangled. Right? So real independence means when you depend on Krishna, when you follow the dharma, then you become free. You know? For example, if somebody doesn't follow the laws of government, you have law of government everywhere, you have to drive on the left, you don't have to steal, you don't have to rape, you don't have to kill. If somebody said, I'm not going to follow that, I want to be independent, he starts killing, stealing, what will happen to his independence? He will be put in jail. So by not following dharma, one become entangled. But by following dharma, you become free. You can move anywhere, everywhere, right? Just like Narad Muni. He's a space traveler. Zero luggage, right? He's never overweight, always traveling all over the universe. He's free because he's following dharma. So this is despite national independence, there was trouble. And the trouble was worst. You know, this article Prabhupada was writing. Look now. I think that's the article, must be. The National Week has begun. The memories of Jallianwala Bagh and political serfdom no longer trouble us. But our trouble is far from being at an end. In the dispensation of, this is the nature of the trouble. The more you get, it's like the fish, you know, when the fish is caught in the net. The fish is caught in the net. The more the fish tries to get out, struggling, what happens? The more it gets entangled, more wrapped, more caught in the net. It's the nature of this world. You know, you try to get out, you try best with money, everything, but you get more caught up. Family problems, neighbors, court cases, disease, children's problems, financial problem. You really entangled. You try to get out, but to get more entangled. Without Krishna. You try to get out without Krishna. Asattare satya korimane. Without Guru, without Krishna, you will consider what is reality to be unreal and what is unreal to be real. Asattare satya korimane. Without Guru, without Krishna consciousness. And no one can get you out from this entanglement. Only Gurudev. Samsara davanal. This world is like a forest fire. It's burning like a forest. Who can extinguish that? Only the mercy of Gurudev. That's it. So we see. The world, even today the condition of the world is worse, right? Financial crisis, economic crisis, war, petrol problems, high rise prices, you know. So the world is like a forest fire, it's burning like a forest fire. But due to illusion, people think that they're happy, you know. So it is saying, yes, it is more difficult, no less serious than those that trouble us under a foreign rule. The British were here. It's becoming worse and worse. So Abhay says on this editorial reflection as proof of the basic defect of all worldly plans for amelioration. He pointed out that although India had AD 1050, India prior to that had never been subjugated. In those days, India had been a God-conscious nation. It was when India's leaders had abandoned the spiritual heritage that India had fallen. Speaking about the Mughals' time also, to proof of the basic defect. What is the basic defect of the worldly plans for amelioration? So when we try to ameliorate, we try to improve this material world, it doesn't work. Moga samoga karmano, moga jnana vijtetasa. Every plan of karma and jnana will be smashed, will be doomed. Moga, baffling, that's the word used, baffle in English. Moga, amoga. Moga, amoga is different. Moga, samoga. Moga means baffling, baffle. All the plan that we bring will be baffled. Krishna has already mentioned it. Moga jnana, karma and jnana. All our plan of karma and jnana will be baffled. Any plan you bring in this world. Baffle means will be defeated. Baffle. Confused? No, yeah, could be a bit closer, but will be defeated. Yeah, baffle. Defeated. All our plan will be defeated. We have plans like karma and jnana. You know, it will be defeated or spoiled. Like what's happening nowadays in this world. They have brought paper notes money, right? Previously there was coin, and now the inflations and so many things, all getting baffled one after another. And then they try other means. But the other means also get baffled, you know. So without Krishna consciousness, you cannot have peace, right? A solution, spiritual solution for material problems. There is no material solution for material problems. There is spiritual solution for material problems. And this Mataji Krishna has said already about it. Moga samoga karamanu moga jnana vichitasaha. All our plan will be baffled, no matter what we bring forward. So that's how is it, because this is the nature. This is the nature of this material world. One problem comes, and Prahlad Maharaj said, very interesting. Prahlad Maharaj said, he said the solution that we bring in this age, we try, when we have some problem, we try to bring some solution, right? But he said the solution that we bring is more dangerous than the problem itself. This is the words of Prahlad Maharaj, if you read. You know, he said the solution itself is more dangerous than the problem itself. For example, I've just given one example of the bullock cart, right? Was automobile now, this is a solution to replace bullock cart. But the solution is more dangerous than the problem itself. The bullock cart, the automobile, so many accidents, so many pollution, petrol has been rising now. Is more. Somebody is stressful, another example. Very stressed. What he does, he finds some solution. The smoking, yeah? Taking some alcoholic drink, TV, you know, just to distress. But do you think this is a solution? You're accumulating more stress, yeah, by watching TV, movies, putting more junk into your... Even, okay, let's read newspaper. This is kachara. You're putting that in your consciousness more and more. It's going to happen to you. What about cigarettes? It's going to create more distress. You know? So Prahlad Maharaj put it right. He said the solution in Kali Yuga is more dangerous than the problem itself. You find it everywhere like that. You know? So there's no solution to this world. The solution is not material. Solution is spiritual. That's what Prabhupada is saying here. Prahlad Maharaj, he saw it because he's a very intelligent person. Vision. You know, you can see. He said many points he mentioned in his teachings to his schoolmates also. You know, so yeah, so thus Indians should see that they were now being punished by the stringent laws of material nature. The honorable editor, Amrit Bazar Patrika Bhai noted, has written so sadly, if one trouble goes, another quickly follows. You know, we just had this 2020 corona virus, right? So coronavirus were there, and when it was getting over, people were thinking, now we're going to be peaceful, de-lockdown. We'll come out, now we can enjoy life. Suddenly this war took place, troubling the whole world, actually. You know. I mean, Corona has given some lesson also. We were confined, right? But we were already confined. We did not know. But Corona has come and reminded us. What is this material world? This is confined, it's a jail. A place for confinement under the stringent law of Durga Devi. She is the superintendent of this jail. We were already confined in this world, and now we got doubly confined because of Corona. We are already here, and then we had to stay at home. We cannot go out. You know, I remember there was time I was supposed to go back to Mauritius, but my ticket was 1 week after. But 1 week before lockdown start, we cannot move. One place, I was just temple, room, temple room, and from temple room, cannot go out at all. For 3 months, you know. And in Delhi, I was in Delhi, it was during summer, May, months of May, the peak time for summer, and it was cool. Amazing. First time I did not use fan or in the months of May. Why? Because all automobile was stopped. Imagine, the sky was blue in Delhi, Yamuna water was blue. You know, amazing, because no factories working, no machine, no pollution. And you know who were out there on the street? The animals. And they were laughing at us. See, you used to lock us, now you lock down. We are out. You know? So, Krishna says in Gita, the para prakriti, apara and para prakriti. Para means jiva, which is higher than the material nature, apara, but they are exploiting material nature. Jiva is exploiting material nature. But here Krishna is sarcastic. Sarcasm. What is sarcasm? Means he's saying that Jiva is exploiting. Is really Jiva exploiting? Who is exploiting? Jiva exploiting material nature, or material nature is exploiting Jiva? So here Krishna is exploiting. He's saying that Jiva is exploiting, but in fact not. Material nature is exploiting Jivas because see, is Corona finished? Just simple one small virus, you know. Where's your tank for your fighting equipments? Could not do. So many people got killed. How many in India? Simple virus. Even despite have an old army and all the equipments for fighting, you could not kill them. So it seemed that it seemed that Jiva is exploiting material nature. For example, if you go to, I once went to jail. Sorry, I was not jail for a program, Kirtan, you know. It was in Nagpur. It was such a huge prison house, and there were many prisoners, and the prisoners, they had uniform, and inside they are free inside to move. There is a small hall, like a hall for satsang. And we did kirtan, they were all dancing and chanting and dancing like mad. They even forgot that was a jail. The jail was transformed into a temple that time. And in that jail you will see that the prisoners themselves, they are doing everything. They're cooking, serving, they're cleaning, they're managing, everything they are doing. So it looks like they are managing the prison. Looks like, but it's not. There is a higher authority. Similarly, Krishna here is saying that, sarcastically is saying that Paraprakriti is the jiva, the exploiting material nature. But a simple corona comes, it's finished. You know, cyclone and many other calamities comes. So I'll just finish that part. We'll finish it. It was the same theme he had started in 1944, Back to Godhead article, and the theme of so many of his letters also. Man, due to his neglect of the Supreme Lord, is being punished by material nature. That's the point. You see? Exploiting material nature, but material nature. That is the saying, we are allowed to milk the cow, but we're not allowed to exploit the cow. You can use material nature, we can milk the milking, you know. Whatever is needed you can use, like the fruits, you're allowed to use, but do not exploit. It's like the cow, you allow but not exploit the cow. So man become punished by a material nature, which is directly controlled by the Supreme Lord. No? So, which is, man may write newspaper articles, pass measures at meeting and conferences, and attempt. Nature's law is very, very difficult to surmount. You know? Daivi sagunamaye, mama maya, durateya. Difficult to surmount. Because it's called divine. Why it is divine? Daivi esa gunamai, mama maya, durateya means difficult to surmount. Why is it called divine then? Material nature is also called divine. Huh? Yes, connected to Krishna. But it's also creating many wonderful, wonderful things. You see, big, big skyscrapers are coming up. The seasons is moving automatically. Or the planets are moving in its orbits by its own. Not by its own, but Krishna's energy. So it's wonderful. But it's creating wonders. I mean, the fruits are coming in season. Mango comes in summer. Winter you get orange, you know. So it's so wonderfully arranging its material nature. That's why it's called divine. But we get punished because material nature, if you try to, material nature also react. And then you get these natural calamities. And humans suffer a lot due to that. So man may, surmount laws, nature's law. As it try to escape their punishments, the Supreme Lord will cast them deeper into illusion, and they will fail miserably. They try to escape, but they cannot. They go deeper. Abhay quoted an appropriate Bengali saying, I was trying to make a statue of Shiva, but I end up making a monkey. So this is, I'll just read the quote and we'll end here. In order to rid the world of misery and bring about happiness, we have now created the atomic bomb. So how will be happiness? How will there be happiness with bomb? Seeing the all-pervading destruction which could take place in the near future by atomic reactions, Western thinkers have become greatly disturbed. Some people try to give consolation, saying that we will only use this atomic energy to bring about happiness in the world. How can atomic bomb bring happiness? If you make bomb, one day it will use. It has to explode because that's the use. So it can never bring happiness. This is also another enigma of the illusory potency. So they say we'll bring happiness by creating atomic bomb only to bring happiness in the world. Prabhupada is saying this is another enigma, of the illusory potency. So Maya's energy, Maya is very, very tricky. And Maya is working wonderfully. Yes, it's working wonderfully. And is also, this Dukan, Dukan means shop, right? This Dukan belongs to Durga Devi. She is in charge and she is a saleswoman. And Dukan means shop, how much money you have in your pocket, that much you will get. You get monkey body, fine, you can have. Get donkey body, okay, you will get. And this shop is working overtime. Sometimes business doesn't work, right? They say business is down. But Durga Devi's, Maya Devi's shop is working wonderfully. Overtime also. So this is the material nature, and she is in charge. She is a heart teacher. Durga is there is soft teacher and hard teacher. A soft teacher give you lesson first and then the test, the exam. But a hard teacher give you the test first and then you learn your lesson. And that's Durga. She give you the punch. Hard teacher like that. Soft teacher, they're okay, fine. That hard teacher give you the test first. Boom, something happened, accident, disease, somebody die. And then you learn your lesson. That's Durga. She worked the other way. Material nature. She's in charge of this material nature, Durga Dham, Durga Devi. But in one sense, her job is to push us also towards Krishna. Because he gives you the test first, boom, and then you have to learn your lesson. Come back to your senses. So this is nicely wonderful what Prabhupada is writing here. Okay, so we end here. Thank you. Any question? Yeah. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
This has side effects, so I know that, especially in the Western world, where I'm living for 51 years,
51.
I wish I was not born, because life is so horrible, cold and hard and emotionless, no feeling, where everybody is very, very selfish, very greedy, very direct. If you ask, can you help me? No, it's your problem. I'm sorry. That is, you drop that, I don't care. So, and if you are hungry, you ask something, no, it's mine, I pay it. Of course, these are Dutch people. And I'm sorry to say it, I wonder how Prabhupada knows these things. I'm living there, and he's just telling the truth. I experienced 51 years. And these, especially American people, they are all Dutch people. The country, the people who went there to kill, exterminate all the Indians. And they are very hard, very selfish, very material-minded. So now it crossed my mind, or it caught me, when you said, without Krishna consciousness. And it is real true. In the Western world, life is very complicated. So many coma drinking, so many 4 million people depressed on a population of 7, 8 grown-up people. So many committing suicide, coma drinking, men marry men, woman marry woman. Murder is self-murder, suicide is legalized.
Oh.
You want to die, you go to that institution, or you take an injection, or a powder, or you can order a tablet, or you take euthanasia. Anyway, I live in a horrible country. Now my question is, you said, without Krishna consciousness, you get more and more and more, that caught me, more and more entangled. But the word without. So I am experiencing it every day that sometimes I kick away my devotional service or devotion in God, that I say, God, will it never end? I try to pray, I try to chant 60 rounds. My question, how concrete, abstract versus concrete, what concrete to do if I'm always dying of depression and saying to God daily, God, you don't exist, you don't love me. Because I've suffered too much in the Western world. No matter how many rounds you chant, you read the books, you fast, it seems like it never comes to an end. So my question, tell it to me like a child of 5 years old. How can I be a little bit more relaxed, less entangled? Because with Krishna, you said, without Krishna, you get deeper and deeper and deeper entangled.
Yeah.
Concrete, how can I be less lonely, less depressed, less angry?